to talk about in CoinDesk. Just came out yesterday, and it says lots of traders. So here's the word traders, right? So traders are different from investors. You got to understand that. So traders short Filecoin and storage, right? So what CoinDesk is telling us here, they're giving us a chart of the last 5 days, and you see that there was a big drop here on December 16th, and everything dropped. Everything in crypto dropped a few days ago, but you see that Filecoin dropped more than they compare it to Ethereum and others. So, and they find out that, Filecoin is being shorted, so short sold, and that could mean actually there could be a short squeeze shortly, right? So if all the shorts lose momentum and then prices go up again, they all have to buy back their FIL coins, and then prices might go up really, really fast. So that might happen. But hey, what's CoinDesk telling us? They say traders might be questioning the utility of storage protocols, which have a massive and growing storage capacity, but no obvious use case to utilize it. So that's a little bit funny here. Let's look at storage capacity, but no obvious use case to utilize it. So full disclosure, I run my own company, Bitoku.io, and we're building a storage layer for smart contracts. And so we're, in a sense, also one of these storage coins. So when we now see no obvious use case, let's look at one after the other, right? So how about Filecoin? Filecoin has been built many years ago as a standalone storage protocol, right? So you can store stuff on Filecoin and then get it back later on, but Filecoin has not and never been designed to be a storage layer for smart contracts. They probably figured that at some point in time. Now they're building their own smart contract layer on top of Filecoin, which doesn't really help, current Web3 developers. They are building Web3 apps, dApps, on top of existing smart contract chains, and they want a storage layer for that. So that's the problem that we are solving. Filecoin, solving a different problem, has been designed as a standalone storage protocol. And I think it's solving that problem quite well, and the storage capacity is growing, so that means something, right? People are investing real resources into putting storage capacity on the Filecoin chain. So I'm not saying here, hey, Filecoin is a competitor of my own company, Bitoku, and they're bad or stuff like that. They are solving their own problem. They are not solving the problem that we are tackling, right? But they are good in their space. And I think any panic that is here in the market, it's just the general panic that we see in the market right now. Everyone's selling. And by the way, if we zoom out a little bit for Filecoin and watch it over 1 year, and the blue one is Filecoin, the red one is Ethereum, and it's a logarithmic chart, as I mentioned many times ago. Any long-term chart, only do it logarithmic, because the linear doesn't allow you to draw any conclusions, right? So anyway, you see that, yes, Filecoin has dropped more than Ethereum, but there are others like Solana has dropped 95%, Filecoin maybe like 92 or something over a year. So Filecoin has been dropping with the market, right? There is no specific like, oh, this thing is not going to make it. And Filecoin in itself is quite hard to get started with, because you need to find someone that stores your data and strike a deal with them and stuff like that. It has a high hurdle, right? I like, from the standalone storage chains, I like SIA and SC Prime more. They are more like tailored towards actual use, but standalone. They suffer from using proof of work. Nobody wants to do that. So the Bitoku blockchain is built as a proof of stake chain, not a proof of work chain. And let me mention storage also, just because it was mentioned in the CoinDesk article. So they were mentioning storage here, STORJ. And storage is one of these that tries to deceive you with their marketing, right? Because they say it's decentralized storage. And don't be fooled with the word decentralized, right? So many people say, oh, it's decentralized. And then they say, oh, we're just as good as blockchain or so, right? So decentralized location of compute power or storage power, whatever, it has been around for, many, many decades. Distributed systems, distributed computing, distributed storage. It has all been there before Bitcoin, right? What Bitcoin added with blockchain technology is decentralized control, decentralized ownership, tamper-proof, and censorship resistance, right? All these things, that's what we want to have when we rebuild the world on Web3 and make systems that are not controlled by central instances. That's what it's all about. And that's a trend that is unstoppable. You see it in society. We all grow up more and more, and we want to free ourselves from authorities more and more. And that trend is unstoppable. And that's why Web3 is being built. Web3 means, the Web2 being rebuilt on infrastructure that is blockchain based, being tamper-proof, being censorship resistant, and not only, of course, also decentralized, but not only decentralized. So with storage, they're telling you how we're decentralized storage, and they even have a token, right? But they just store it decentralized, but all of the control is completely centralized, right? So you pay storage as a conventional company. It's just one centralized company, just as FTX was. And you pay them for storage, and they just subcontract their servers to some guys that run their own storage server and get paid in this a storage token, right? So, the essence of it all is, storage coins are not doomed. Everyone's solving their problem. And but there is a very, very important problem in the world, and that is all the Web3 developers. And they are there. The trend is unstoppable. Everything's gonna be rebuilt on Web3, and Web3 needs a storage layer to smart contracts, so that the smart contract developers that are building these dApps, that they can just open a file, write stuff to a file, read it back months later, have databases and these all with the same blockchain guarantees. That's the reason they're building Web3, right? It needs to be censorship resistant, tamper-proof, decentralized control, community owned, and decentralized, right? All of these things. And that is a big, big problem that the world needs. And we at Bitoku are solving that, and I don't see anyone else solving that at the moment. If you know any other company that does that, let me know down in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to my channel, and catch you later, guys.